I shampooed these braids. They're not super wet. And I am gonna hit them with the blow dry. And I did put like some bergamot, not a lot, a little somewhere close to a tablespoon. Just rubbed it throughout these braids. Then I put some several like oils in my scalp, like olive oil. And I put now this I'm not even telling nobody to do this because all I know is that that he used to anoint with frankincense and myrrh. My daddy had gave me like a necklace, not this of course. Gave me a necklace with the little thing in there and it had frankincense and myrrh in it or whatever. But anyway, I said all this to say I put some frankincense in my scalp. Don't ask me right now, was that a great thing? Was it not? I don't know. At this moment, I just put some frankincense. And like I said, I got olive oil on my scalp. Now what I'm about to do is leave-in conditioner. Who is this? I don't know how good this conditioner is because it's actually not mine. But she always get really good products. Sometimes you testing and trying products out. This is some leave-in conditioner. So I want to put it in my. You ever notice we pay certain parts of our hair so much attention, and I really want to make these wavy, but I'm wondering if today is gonna be the day where they end up wavy. And by the way, I'm in Jasmine Hair by Design Salon Space. If anybody is wondering, this where. And me, I'm kind of rough on hairstyles because I'm not neat necessarily when it comes to hair, and I'm just rubbing the conditioner through here because my hair is wrapped into this synthetic hair. So I definitely want to condition my hair while it's in here, and I want to shampoo it because when you have braids, we be putting all that product in our hair, and then when we take it down, how built up it is in the root area, like just to keep it laying down. So sometimes, like if I really want my hair to look nice, I'll get a product that I know is going to dissipate. And I just may opt out. Like for real, like say this is frizzy, but I really want to lay this down. And I just shampooed it. I really will just use like some leave-in conditioner, some natural oils, whether it be olive oil or whatever, and then tie something on there. I may put a little spritz or something, or hairspray, and tie something on her, whether it be a scarf or y'all know them little wrapping papers we use, or a wrapping paper. And then when I take it off, I know it's gonna be laid down to some degrees where it's not just gonna be frizzy edges or whatever. And I am going to hit this a little bit with the blow dryer just to knock the rest of the, as you can see, I just in a towel and my shirt is not wet or nothing. Yep. But it is damp. So I pretty much soaked it all up in the towel. Then I'm gonna just go through and do this for a few minutes. I probably at least cut these ends down a little bit. I don't know. I may give it a more blunt looking look on the tip here. I cut that off and make it look a little more blunt. Sometimes I can't tell if that's appearing on camera. How pretty this little stenciling is in here. It's really cute. And that's one thing we have in common. I really like to play around with adding. I've always been this way. I love to add things to the braids. Um, it could be a piece of silk, just whatever like my eyes see, and I think, what would that look like in a braid? I do. Sometimes I do yarn, but I'm picky and choosy about the yarn. Cause think about it, yarn dry your hair out, you know. So I try to use the more silky ones when I use them, and I really wouldn't want to do that often. Um, So I do. I want to condition my hair in the braids. I want moisture in my hair, so I want to dry it and lock it in there too. Then I'm gonna probably put these up or partially up in the bun. I just want to make sure I get all my hair in these braids. And two, that's what I was saying. You know, it helped with build up when we keep putting, like, sometimes people be wearing their braids for 2 and 3 months and then get the edges redone and everything. Like I was saying, I'm very rough on her. Like me, I'm gonna sit. You could just braid my hair. My hair gonna look. I'm gonna force some pieces out everywhere because I'm gonna sit and massage my scalp. If I can get somebody else to massage my scalp, I'm doing that also. And so I can't, but I kind of like a little rough look. Like I don't like necessarily a neat looking hair. I'm not big with neat looking hair. I like it to kind of just have a natural flow to it, mobile. Because every time, I think the reason why I'm like that, when my hair is super neat, I almost feel like I have to be stiff. Oh, oh, if it's too neat, I feel like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I don't like to feel like that. These are cute. So like she want to redo the edges, but I'm not even ready for the edges to be redone. Just let them live, you know. And back to that buildup I was saying. When we don't shampoo our braids, then that buildup be in there. But if you shampoo your braids, you more likely won't have that buildup. And this my thing. If you don't put a lot of product constantly every day on your hair, like you could sometimes use a little water. But some people are like, no, I don't mind. I just ain't with it every day. I feel like if you're gonna do it every day, you gotta like, even if you ain't gonna, of course, shampoo your braids that often, cause I wouldn't. But that build up kind of more people have it around the edges. But some people be going through their whole scalp trying to make them braids last, and them braids then grew all the way out, and then you got all that build up because you laying gel in there. I think you shouldn't do that. Just shampoo them, put a nice oil and moisturizer in your hair and scalp. And I'm not talking like I'm an expert. I went to cosmetology school twice. So I don't be feeling like I necessarily need nobody permission to talk about her. It's my God given right to discuss it. So I know from experience, like people heard that I done this, putting stuff. I wouldn't recommend that, like constantly building up like product because it gets built up right here, and then like how I'm flipping these braids, and you constantly doing stuff, and you steady putting product, and you pulling your hair up. Some days putting all product, taking it down, putting it up, over and over and over again, and you adding product every time you do it. So by the time whoever does your next set of braids or whoever helps you take them down, you got like all this buildup of dust and dirt, like a whole thick ball of it in here. What you'll notice if you do shampoo your braids and throughout wearing your braids, if you don't use a lot of products, and sometimes it's good to find products that dissipate. Like Foam may be a good one that you could kind of use throughout the week. How I like to do it for my hair texture, I use a little water. Some days nothing is going on my hair. Some days I'm gonna put a little hair mousse foam, whatever, on my hair to if I just feel like I want a more neat looking look, I want to lay this down a little bit and just make all of this part look neat. I do something like that and put a scarf on my head, and then I'll hit it with a dryer or sit under a dryer. If you don't have no sit under dryer, you can just walk around with a little hairspray and do your regular activities. When you take that scarf off, it's gonna look better. It will look better. I do it often, but I found that when you put all them products in your scalp all over the place, it's just it's harder because when you move like this, like you could see all in your partings, it'll be like just gray looking balls all over, and you be like, okay, it's time to take this down. But your braids could last possibly longer if you don't do that. You know, find you a natural oil to put on your scalp. Make sure you shampoo your braids still, you know, and condition it. But for me and my hair, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when they long braids like this, I really don't want to be bothered with the conditioner that you sit on. Well, depending on how I feel, and then rinse out. So I'll just put on a leave-in conditioner, which I'm not a big fan of leave-ins. Well, I might take that back. It depends on the product. If I could find a good leave-in that I know that when I put it on, it feel like I could tell it dissipated. It didn't leave a film into my hair. Like I like that. I like that. Like okay, I moisturize my hair inside the braids. And so like today, because I did shampoo mine, I may put some mousse on my hair and lay this down a little bit. But tomorrow I'm not doing that again. I'm not putting no more product in my hair, Tomorrow, whatever I do, I may just take some water and a brush, wet it and put a scarf on because I may already have the little product here. And I don't need mine to be that neat every day. Like that's just not my thing. Like I'm not trying to have slay edges every day. Some days I'm just cool with it being a natural flow and just not having it frizzy, just laying it down, tying something, and it's gonna just lay down. I don't need all the extra every day. I don't want. How about this? I don't want all the extra every day. Taking time out on twists and turns, and not every day. I don't. I mean, but if you do that every day, I would just say make sure you shampoo it off. You know. Uh, we should say we braid, we oil, cleanse the scalp. We treat braids too. Oh, I want to tell y'all this. Y'all know what I noticed? When we treat the hair, synthetic hair, and then braid with it, it braids so much smoother. But it can be kind of annoying when it comes to time. Like if you planning out to braid somebody's hair, like they either got to bring the synthetic hair to you, or if you got it, you got to find the time to cleanse it, then dry it. But what I loved about it when it does dry, it's so fluffy, and I think it helps with the speed of braiding because some hair you braid as you braiding down. I trip off of it when I'm braiding, like how many times I'm stopping going down. That's why I like to braid when my hands shiny. That means my hands are completely oiled. That way I can kind of get a natural flow. And I've been practicing anyway because of my thumb. That's why I had an injury happen with my thumb. But keeping your hands oiled, I actually learned this from another stylist some years ago. Um, she was like, okay, you braid. I would consider her. She's a better braider than me. Shout out to you. I want to say your name, but I'm just not today. Maybe we'll be on here talking together one day. But, that's what I learned from her. Keeping my hands like just oiled the entire time I'm braiding, it gives you a better flow because you constantly touching the hair. And you don't realize as you braiding the hair down and pulling the other pieces of hair and touching the hair and organizing the hair, you are sort of speak conditioning that synthetic hair in a way where it's softening up. So when you as you start grabbing pieces and you keeping your hands like that, it's just a smoother braid. And it seemed like it cut the braid time down. Cause she when she used to do it, she used to be like, okay, I'm just asking. I like she's respectful. She was like, can we try it this way? She was like making sure when we first braided together that we are able to match each other's braiding style, like our attachment. Like that's what I noticed. Our attachment different. Sometimes I do like she was saying, do I know how to do the lock like this and braid? And I was like, yeah, but sometimes I don't do that. I just go in on top and braid down, or if I'm feeding them in, I start out one, two, and three. I'm going in with the feed in. I go one, two with the plaits, and then a third feed in. Most of the time, depending on the thickness of the hair, I kind of do it by my judgment. Anyway, me and her was like, okay, so we had to decide when we braiding this one person hair if she gonna start or I'm gonna start, and then what's gonna be the consistency of how we braid when she get on one side and I get on one side. Do our braids look the same? So we decided to. It's been times where when I braided with her, we done it the way she do it, and sometimes we done it the way I do it. But nonetheless, my whole purpose to get on here was to talk about shampooing and cleansing your braids when they in your hair. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's just me being extra. Have a good day. Check me out. Check Jasmine Her by Design out. She be man. She she do she do everything. She braids. She do locks, and her locks, man. I know it's a lot of people do locks, but yeah, she she do her thing with locks. Like she cold. So holler at us.